continental or global integration trade agenda, you are ceding part of your sovereignty to that particular, continental or global regime. All right. So you cannot be arguing, can I open my gate to Tunisia, Morocco, etc. because I'm security conscious? No, you cannot be arguing along that line anymore. Because in that case, you have to pull out of the continental or regional integration agenda and then be on your own. Then you close your gate to any other country that you don't like because you are security conscious. Then you will never develop. You will never develop. There are reasons why countries, consciously and politically, decide to actually be in a regional or continental or global regional economic integration agenda deliberately. You have a sovereignty, you have to see part of the sovereignty to that particular agenda because you want to benefit from a larger market access. You want to benefit actually from a greater trading regime, and therefore in that context, you need to also be conscious of security, but security in this context is not only about closing your border against Tunisia or Morocco. No, you still have to factor in security as part of your trade strategy and as part of your investment strategy. And I think this is what AFTA has done. AFTA actually has even gone beyond the traditional security concern that you have. It's even promoting, as part of investment and digital trade, promoting, digital security. I.e., you need to address cyber security. Otherwise, digital trade and e-commerce will not thrive. Because for each technology you develop, you expect actually cybersecurity threats to infiltrate the technology. And if you want to really actually ensure that e-business and digital trade actually thrives, then both the producers, the consumers, and other stakeholders using the technologies must be digitally secure. So that's another form of security, away from the traditional security concern of opening borders to any country. The reality of ground actually is that you cannot be part of any regional, continental, global integration agenda, economically speaking. You begin to close borders, against those countries in the name of actually security. Security is everybody's business, it's everybody's concern. You must find a way of balancing all these priorities at the same time. That is what makes you a dynamic nation with dynamic leadership, with institutional actually, reform that can promote, all these priorities in one context. Finally, Dr. Anthony. You just have actually two questions, but you only asked one on logistics. The point actually is that if you actually go by the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement in particular, all right, there are corridors, there are highway corridors that have been opened. There is the Abuja-Abidjan corridor, to facilitate this logistics problem that you are talking about. There is the Casablanca to Lagos corridor that is also being. All these are meant to really address some logistic management that we never had the opportunity of even addressing our minds actually to. So you don't promote actually trade only by air. You have a protocol that allows for African citizens to move with their persons, with their goods, with their services, and even with their capital. How do you do that? It's not only by air. So logistically speaking, it's also by road and by sea. And all these are part of the continental integration agenda that are embedded in the trade and goods protocol, embedded services, and also the digital trade protocol. This actually is where we need to learn more about what are the frameworks and how can our national actually, government really put the necessary reform measures on ground to translate these protocols into practical reality. And it will address some of the concerns that we raised. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prof. We're just trying to be faster this period because of time. But permit me to welcome the representative of the acting Vice Chancellor of our great university. This representing the acting Vice Chancellor, Professor Carol Arise Modi, and she is Professor Angela Ufele, the Director of Academic Planning of our great university. Please, yes. The protocol today is let us appreciate the acting Vice Chancellor of this. You are welcome. You are welcome. Dear distinguished participants, we want to hear from a world-class woman, a great woman, and a woman that has done the world proud, not just Nigeria or Africa, the former Honorable Minister of Finance of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and the current Director General of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. She will be talking to us from Geneva through one of our officials. Your Excellency, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala.
Excellencies, ministers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, greetings from Geneva. It's my pleasure to address you today at this launch event of the WCP of the Mohammed at the University. Let me begin by congratulating Professor Ngozi and her team for having been accepted into the WTO Chairs Program. Established in 2010, the Chairs Program has been bringing together generations of academics and policymakers to foster knowledge and forge enduring connections among key stakeholders, with a view to making a lasting impact on the advancement of trade. The fourth expansion of the Chairs Program has seen the addition of 5 new institutions from previously underrepresented regions, and I am pleased to welcome Nigeria and Normandy at the University to the global network of 39 WCP chairs from different parts of the world. It was a pleasure to meet Professor Ngozi and Mbuna during the WCP annual conference hosted in Geneva earlier this year. Nigeria is no stranger at the WTO. Nigeria has been a WTO member since January 1st, 1995, and a member of GATT since 18 November 1960. The 6th review of trade policies and practice of Nigeria took place in November 2024, and WTO members consistently appreciated Nigeria's active participation and constructive role at the WTO, including by ratifying the WTO Fisheries Subsidy Agreement, acceptance of the protocol amending the TRIPS agreement, and for participating in the Joint Statement Initiative on e-commerce, investment facilitation for development, MSMEs, and domestic regulation of trading services. I'm certain the work of the chair at the university will surely allow for deeper and more advanced inroads into trade policies and issues that will be vital for development and the diversification of Nigeria's economy and the African continent. Nigeria's successful application to the Chairs Program has a strong focus on engagement of various stakeholders on a number of topics, ranging from the role of the WTO in harnessing trade opportunities in the region to AFCFTA and the digital trade for Africa. And curriculum development pillar. It is foreseen to create a solid basis for training a new generation of trade experts and upskill the professionals. With courses on foundations of trade and expert workshop trainings, this initiative should bring long-term benefit and expand the knowledge pool in Nigeria. Coupled with the vision of engaging the private sector, professor and the owners team is set to have a coherent approach to raising awareness about the WTO in the region, and I believe this conference is the first step on the path to success. These activities are only the start of a Normandy and the TB University's integration into the CHAIRS program. Indeed, joining the CHAIRS program opens the university to an extensive network of trained experts and fellow academics in developing countries who are active in building and disseminating best practice in research, curriculum development, and outreach. Within your region, opportunities abound for participation in the African Trade Group, which enjoys strong, rapid, and collaboration on a wide range of topics, including regional trade integration, agricultural trade and food security, e-commerce, investment facilitation for development, trade and environmental sustainability, trade and finance, MSMEs, and inclusive trade, among others. During the ATG meeting, in the framework of the 2025 WCP Annual Conference, participants emphasized the importance of sustaining and scaling collaborations, developing curricula, and leveraging networks for greater visibility and impact, especially in preparation for the upcoming 14th Ministerial Conference. I urge the team in Nigeria to grasp this unique advantage to engage with the CHAIRS network. I'm certain you will find a meeting of minds with your fellow chairs in the African Trade Group as you work towards seizing opportunities for economic growth for your countries and the region. As we look ahead to the 14th WTO Ministerial Conference to be held in 2026, members will be putting their focus on several areas that have also been addressed through the activities of the WCP network. With only 4 signatures remaining for entering the force of the Agreement of Fishery Subsidies, is high up on the agenda. Also, the topics of investment facilitation for development and environmental sustainability are on the horizon. Members are also exploring new ways of making progress and breaking through agricultural reform, and further engagement will continue and the multilateral program on electronic commerce. I look forward to seeing the continued contributions of the CHAIRS network in these and other areas, with added participation of the new chairs and the 4th phase of the program, including the university and Normandy and Kotowiki. Let me end by thanking our donors, France, Austria, and the Republic of Korea for their generous support and the dedication that has allowed the CHAIRS program to grow from strength to strength. Congratulations once again, and my best wishes to the chair in Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We want to take a very brief address from the Chief Host, the Acting Vice Chancellor of our university, who is ably represented by Professor Angela Ufele. Madam
Good afternoon, everybody. before I read the address, I want to welcome all of you to this conference. You are all welcome. This address is presented by the acting Vice Chancellor, Professor Carol Chinyere, and I'm representing her. My name is Professor Angela Ufele Ukesi. I read the address. A welcome address by the Vice Chancellor Acting of Nnamdi University, Professor Carol Chinyere, and the Median Hybrid International Conference and the Trade Exhibition of the University's Center for Regional Integration and Trade Research. This day, Wednesday, 13th August 2025, at ASU Secretariat Auditorium of Nnamdi University of Ghana. I am delighted to welcome you all to this Median Hybrid International Conference of our International Center for Regional Integration and Trade Research. I am particularly excited to welcome the resource persons, the chairman of the event, Professor Abraham Mwango of MIBA Open University of Nigeria, the keynote speaker, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, Dr. Director General World Trade Organization, WTO, a former Minister of Finance and the Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Federal Republic of Nigeria, and the lead paper presenter, Professor Mohammed of the Nigerian Institute of Advanced Legal Studies, Abuja and Lagos. I appreciate the efforts of the micro, small, and medium enterprise participating in the trade exhibition aspect of this conference. It is generally acknowledged that micro, small, and medium enterprise participate in this conference and are critical in the economy, particularly in developing economies. I salute Professor Ngozi Ebuna, Director of our International Center for Regional Integration and Trade Research, through whose instrumentality and center was launched barely 1 year ago. Today, the center is holding its first International Hybrid Conference. This is coming against the backdrop of her recent appointment as the first ever World Trade Organization chair in Nigeria, with a term of 4 years. Not only is this a well-deserved recognition of her skills and the competence in finance and international trade, held at the Central Bank of Nigeria and the West African Monetary Institute, in the latter of which she was Director General. But it is also a great asset to the university, as by the WTO Chairs Program, it will give a flip to the promotion and acceleration of trade-related academic activities in this university. The Instant Conference being one of such activities, it is noteworthy that within the short space of time, the center, under the proactive leadership of Professor Ngozi Ebuna, has started postgraduate programs in foreign trade, including master's degree program in international trade law and practice, the first Nigerian university to do so. She and her team definitely deserve a commendation, and we clap for them better, please. The World Trade Organization was established on the 1st January 1995, replacing the General Agreement on the Tariff and Trade created in 1948. It is the only intergovernmental organization dealing with the rules of trade between nations, with the fundamental goal of using trade as a means to improve people's living standards, create better jobs, and promote sustainability development. quite a lot task. It presents member states with opportunities and challenges, and later particularly for developing economies, for which it has often faced criticism. Has Nigerians seen and passed in all the opportunities while seeking to tackle the challenges? What has been the impact of membership on Nigerians' trade, economy, and development? These are the issues the conference is expected to address. At the same time, exploring the prospects of Nigerian trade policy, integrated into the African continental free trade area and the global economy. Once again, I welcome you all and wish you fruitful participation in this conference. Thank you so much.
Thank you, dear Acting Vice Chancellor. Please put our hands together again for her. International organization and groups across the world. We will be talking on the review of Nigerian participation in regional trading agreement. Professor Jonathan, let us appreciate him.
Congratulations. Jonathan Adikuni Aru is a professor of international economic relations and a former acting vice chancellor of the Government University of Nigeria between 2004 and 2005. He is also a consultant at ECOWAS, Economic Community of the African States, on the foreign investment of Africa.
Thank you very much. We are on with Professor Jonathan Aremu. We are just trying to meet up with time. So as I told you, he's a professor of international economic relations and a consultant to various international organizations across the world. Professor Jonathan Aremu, you have the floor now. And please, may I inform you that this very part is for 10 minutes. Thank you very much.